If you ever wonder why it's so hard for us sometimes to truly figure out who we are and what we want, it's because our sense of self is constantly in between our inner impulses and the outer demands of the world. Within the dynamic between the toxic system and the scapegoat's inner needs need to be suppressed in order for them to meet the needs of the toxic system. A disproportion is created within their sense of self because the outer demands demand so much of them, and the inner demands need to be denied and neglected. And this disproportionate view for the sense of self of the scapegoat creates a perpetual cycle of self abandonment, and with that, it reaffirms the toxicity within the toxic system. Because the toxic system doesn't allow the development of the scapegoat's inner sense of self that is not constantly oriented by the toxic system's demands, the scapegoat's sense of self is not really prioritized and it's not acknowledged. So the only way that the scapegoat can get into contact with their own sense of self is by firstly being exposed to other environments from the toxic system that acknowledge their inner impulses and needs, or by defying the demands of the toxic system. And with that, denying the toxic system's needs of its own sense of self that is really reliant on the scapegoat's acknowledgement of their existence. In either case, in order for the scapegoat to develop their own sense of self, they need to abandon their own self abandonment, and they need to allow for the toxic system to feel abandoned by their choice to not abandon themselves.